All right, looks like I'm back on rant mode here, and this is something that I think is, probably not surprising to you. We know that medical errors are the third leading cause of death in the United States, so it should come to no surprise that many of you are actually inadvertently, not intentionally perhaps, are being harmed by your physician's care. And I want to just address a couple things. Number one is that nutrition has impact on just about every single chronic disease. And yet you see physicians out there that tell you that, whatever your condition has nothing to do with what you eat or nutrition. That's absolute nonsense. If your physician tells you that your autoimmune disease has nothing to do with your diet, that person is largely not acting in your best interest. That person might even be a moron, and you need to fire that physician and find a new one. If your physician tells you that your mental health disorder has nothing to do with your nutrition, the same thing. If your physician, particularly if he tells you your gastrointestinal disorder, your inflammatory bowel disease, your irritable bowel syndrome has nothing to do with nutrition, that person is flat out a moron, and you need to fire them. You need to find a new physician, And why is that? Well, because for years, physicians have been giving nutritional advice or dietary advice, which basically sucks. They're basically parroting the food pyramid or some version of that, some low-fat disaster, and it has minimal impact on people. In fact, many people can't stick to it. They find that when they do, it makes very little difference to their condition, and so they assume that, nutrition doesn't matter. We can tell people to stop eating red meat and eggs and eat low-fat, and their health doesn't seem to improve. Well, why is that? Because they've been given the wrong damn nutrition advice. And quite honestly, physicians are not taught about nutrition in medical school for a reason. The reason is that the drug companies literally fund the education and help design the curriculum. It is all in order to produce thousands and thousands of basically subcontractors for the pharmaceutical industry. And this is what you're getting. In many cases, these medications, while maybe temporarily relieving the symptoms, actually make the overall condition worse. And so many of y'all have actually been harmed by your physicians. I'm sure some of you can weigh in on the comments on how that has made your quality of life or potentially led to death in some cases, family members and loved ones. This is a real problem here, and it's not getting better, it's getting worse. We keep seeing more and more money, more and more technology poured into the development of these drugs, which again, do not address the root cause of the problem, which in many cases, not all, but many cases, in fact, most cases, nutrition plays a significant role. And it is not unreasonable for you to expect your physician to be able to get you off medications, perhaps reverse or even cure your diseases. And yet that is rarely, if ever, done. And it's an absolute tragedy. Anyway, I'm doing what I can to change that trend. And thank you for following along. If this is something that you can relate to, please, relay those comments down below, and I'll take a peek at them. You guys have a great day. I'm going to eat a steak. We'll talk to you soon.